the coffee's over there. Freedom! Freedom! You ate as much as I did, buddy.
Was one of the first people to get arrested over there when they were still over there. Loaded the guys up in a paddy wagon, drove them 15 minutes out of town, dumped them on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, and said, "You're on your own." No charges laid. Well, I don't know that there was no charges laid, but
Yeah, I've heard that before. They just step you on the road.
Okay, but like,
shit is actually better.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hold the line! Hold the line!
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hi Steve, hi Tia. How you doing tonight? We're watching live in Canada as they're holding the line against the police officers here that are trying to legally, but illegally at the same time, move against their rights. Not surprised that people are standing up against this, because I would be standing for my rights as well if I was out there. The amazing people out here doing amazing things. Definitely support them 100% of what they're doing. Standing up for freedom. Yeah, we will be watching that as well. There is protests going on there. I just want to get started here in Canada and show you guys what's been going on all day long. This is a true testament to people standing up to for their rights. What standing up for your rights looks like, and this is what America should look like right now, standing up for their rights. Not this gutted events that are happening, of course. For the trillionth time, yeah. Well, Facebook flagged me earlier today, believe it or not, when I was just watching a live video, not even commenting. I got flagged on Facebook for what I was watching. I was very shocked about that. Really made me think about what Facebook's trying to do and what they're trying to limit and everything else. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Amber. Good morning, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Donations that are being raised for this show will be raised for the Freedom Convoy and be given indirectly to them with another source. Let you guys know ahead of time. Facebook does need to grow up. The 23rd now is supposedly when our truckers are supposed to start moving from California to DC. That's the latest update I've gotten, was the 23rd. Of course, that keeps changing day by day. Trying to keep an update for that as it happens. Clinton spoke today, even though Spike is upon her. Ridiculous.
Nobody wants to ask Justin the tough questions.
See if I can pull up Minneapolis speed already.
French. Just gonna ask French questions. Nobody does. Nobody wants to ask tough questions.
That's amazing. You guys have a hotel in it?
Like all Minneapolis feeds got pulled offline. Yeah, it's just we got a troll in here flagging us, I guess, for no reason, literally no reason at this point. You see them stand up to the police line though. They're not violent. They're singing. They're not yelling. They're not against them. They're yelling actually for the police to join them within this protest, which is amazing. Trying to find a live feed of Minneapolis though. They all went down on Facebook. Flag for nothing. That's what's happening nowadays.
Sorry, we have good pizza in Windsor. You have a good pizza? Yeah, such good pizza in Windsor.
The world is going down the drain. If you look around, you can see that. Facebook can't block you for that. Come on.
So good.
That's an honest statement. Basic issues around the world.
Yeah, it's so good.
Spam. Spam. We're all spam on Facebook according to Facebook. Ridiculousness. Get into some news though for the day. Besides Biden, of course, says Putin already has made the decision to attack Ukraine. I don't remember that happening at all. But of course, Biden says it's true, so it must be, right? Or am I mistaken something? Yeah, they don't want people to share opinion or real opinions. I want people to have real opinions about things. Even if you disagree with me, I want you to have an opinion. That's the importance of what's going on in the world and what's happening out there. This protest is out of Canada, yes it is. And they're actually trying to get the police officers to join them if you're joining us now. They're trying to get the officers to join them in the protest against their civil liberties. Yeah, Biden's false flag events, of course, and him pushing for a war with Russia is going to end in a war with Russia. Of course, shelling intensifies in eastern Ukraine amid concerns that Russia is creating a pretext for an invasion. Yeah. Russia's the one creating that, nobody else, let me tell you. I believe that as long as you believe the Pope is Pope. I don't know how to put that. It's ridiculous. It is truly ridiculous what's happening. Not just here in the States, but around the world at large.
Brothers News.
The Prime Minister does think freedom is overrated, which I think is ridiculous at this point. And literally, I think they should stand up for their rights even harder because of that. There we go. Now I'm behind the screen. It's sad though, seeing what's happening out there. And it's happening when it happens here in America. What are we going to do? I started following somebody from Australia where freedom has been taken away altogether. Where cops show up if you go out of your house and you're not allowed to. Where you get pulled over by 5 or 6 constables there for leaving your house because you're not allowed. And people are letting it happen there. The name of science. Oh, the name of science. Watching what's happening out here in Canada. These people are standing for their rights. They're not standing to be aggressive. They're not standing to be mean. I'm never going out of my knees, I'll tell you that. And the biggest thing in the news today is this whole Putin staging nuclear drills. First of all, the nuclear drills were planned over a year ago. Hi Billy, how you doing today? I want to make sure this is clear. Nuclear drills, Russia's nuclear drills were planned over a year ago. But now they're saying that Putin is staging not so subtle or subtitled or subdued nuclear drills this weekend to spook the West. That's what they're printing in articles today. And we've got to move forward at some point. Yeah, well, Russia has the means to attack the U.S. with cyber attacks if we intervene. I don't think we should be involved in anything. Yeah, every country does drills. We do war. We play war with other countries every year. Yeah, they don't want to lose money laundering. It says Putin has decided to invade Ukraine within days. That's what Biden says, of course. Steeping the fire amidst what's happening in Russia. And a little miscalculation could lead to catastrophe at this point. Well, the biggest thing is going out to the European power grid, which they expect if something does happen, if Russia does end up having to interact with a war with NATO, EMPs would immediately take out power grids in Europe. Us, our only cyber defense being us, would take, of course, Kaspersky would no longer defend us because Kaspersky is a Russian company. So we'd be opening up for larger cyber attacks than we've ever seen before. People don't understand what the meaning of that is because it just means so much aspect of what's happening here. Yeah, they are for a rude awakening, especially because Russia has plenty of troops to make it here with China backing them, and now India, of course, backing them as well. I don't know if you guys heard today, India did move in to say that. But if they take out our infrastructure, just one part of vital infrastructure here in the United States, it leads to massive problems. Not just our banking system, but you won't be able to get food. You won't be able to transport food. You won't be able to get gas. You won't be able to get any supplies within a city. You're lucky if you know how to fish or hunt, and maybe you can sustain yourself. Maybe you can't. These protests here in Canada, protests of freedom. These people are not out there to cause problems. These people are out here to be prepared and stand up to their government against tyranny. And we're seeing this happen more and more every day. You're in Australia? You know what I'm talking about when I was talking about Australia. I mean, I've seen videos just this last week, Rosalind, in Australia, where people have been arrested for being out of zone without a permit. Out of zone without a permit. It's ridiculous. When he was a construction worker going to and from his job site. He actually owns a company out there in Australia. And it's just one step for another. Got one NATO nation to fire a shot, and we are involved, no matter what. Canada is definitely testing the grounds of the New World Order right here. And Trudeau is the puppet. NATO allies, of course, are afraid of what's going to happen if Russia invades. What's sad is a lot of the leaders that started this protest have now been arrested. Yeah. Yeah, Rosalind, I try to follow everything happening around the world. It's just ridiculous. They arrested Pat King today. I didn't even see that. That would be mad at me for not even messaging them. But start preparing, because war is possible on many fronts right now. Pat King. Yeah, okay, I got a message from him.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, brother.
It's ridiculous, though. Pat King will be out shortly. Yeah, which is, it's only a temporary hold, and they can't even put a bond on it, so. Yeah, I know Big Red and Tamarin was arrested. All they could get Pat King was with mischief, because he didn't actually truly start the protest in the first place. He was there filming the whole rally and everything along the way. Insanity is true. These protests are actually... do you hear any negativity out of these people? Do you hear any cussing, profanity out of these people? What I see is a truly peaceful protest happening. People standing up for their rights, standing up for their freedom. Not being mean or violent, as we've seen in the past. Yeah, they had to take him in somewhere. The mischief charge was just a way to take another person off the lot. Dude. I guarantee Duluth will get pulled in soon, and so will Scotty. I know Scotty's still out there. War Campaign's out there. Scotty's still out, or Stunt Dummy, which is Scotty. Travel Fun is out there. Winnipeg Alt is out there.
Because I want freedom. Because
I don't want to say all their names, but I just realized.
In the midst of this.
I guess they're saying their names anyways. War Campaign's John, and I'm sure John will get arrested soon.
I'm glad you're out here, ma'am. Slap 5. Give you a hug.
I'm sure John will get arrested soon. I'm sure Duluth will get arrested soon. I'm sure Scotty will get arrested soon. It's ridiculous. Freedom George is a restreamer, I believe. Freedom George.
She's out here on a walker. Guys.
Yeah, they're trying to scare people. What they're doing is arresting people to stop them from actually doing anything. To stop them from getting the word out of what's happening. They're doing calculated arrests now just to arrest people to get them out. Go off the street. That.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It is truly sad out there. Of course, donations we do receive tonight will be going to them. Indirectly because their bank accounts are already frozen. I don't know if you heard about that, but they have frozen bank accounts of Canadians that have donated or Canadians that are raising funds for them, which I think is ridiculous, and their own funds. So, not as much as possible. Yeah, I don't see freedom speed at all. Don't donate to the Freedom. Donate to just protest through the channel. Don't put Freedom Convoy on there. Trust me, I don't get a flag. Put protest. You've been looking for your webcams in Ukraine? Well, that's the thing. You won't find them on U.S. internet, Ron. Message me, Ron.
Brothers! Hey! Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I follow you guys religiously.
Thank you.
The real news.
Freedom!
The real news.
Freedom!
The real news is here. Anyone seen CTV?
Yeah, cyber attacking Ukraine. You download a webcam app, that won't work. You actually have to use a VPN because if you're trying to look from the United States, you will not be able to see it. Will not be able to see it from the U.S.
We love you too, dude! Help me out. My buddy said it wasn't worth it to come out for just a weekend. We have to stay down. Everybody needs to be. What about just for 2 days? 2 days? Oh, you're showing me support, but stay out of contact, man. Like, I could be making money right now, but you know what? Freedom is worth more than that. It was 8.1 by a fucking 4 dollar. We're going to
Yeah, you got to use a VPN to see a lot of things out there. I'm sorry, especially with the censoring going on right now. This is in Canada right now. They're standing up for their rights. This isn't just happening in Canada, though. I want to go over that again. This isn't just happening in Canada. I want to show you something awesome that's happening right now in New Zealand as well. Here, pull it up. This is the Freedom Party, of course. Freedom Party going on in New Zealand right now. Convoy going on in New Zealand. They're having their party out there as well. I want to make sure people understand this is not just one country standing up for its rights now. Not just one country now.
So she's from Tabuki, so give it up for Amy.
You got multiple countries standing up for their rights. And watching these people in Canada, it does make my palms hurt. Because I know it's like, I think it's like negative 20 something out there. I don't really know.
I would quit my job if I was put in this situation.
If I can find war campaigns to be, I'm sure he's out there still. Yeah, our convoy's planned on the 23rd. It's supposed to leave New Zealand protesting against mandates. Yes, they are. The convoy here in the United States is supposed to start on the 23rd. See how it goes, because of course it was supposed to start prior to that as well. Well, technically it was the traffic jam, Joe. No, I do not think blocking roads is the right way about going about protesting. But it's end all mandates. That's what it's about. And you know, their mandates actually end March 1st. So, and that's when they're supposed to. So if they're not going to bump their mandates back any further, why don't they just lift the mandates? Does U.S. still have a convoy if it's just top? That's a big question, Bill. That's the reason I'm saying it. They said the 23rd. It's supposed to be moving from California, leaving California on the 23rd, and arriving in D.C. on the 1st. I do not know if it's still happening or not, because they keep talking about it, but nothing actually happens. Anything actually happen?
They said, oh, we can charge you.
Yeah, ending mandates due to elections, though, isn't going to help anybody get elected at this time. Yeah, people lost their jobs because countries locked down for over a year. What are people supposed to do?
More than your cousin Josh.
Germany is now saying it cannot supply Ukraine weapons due to the World War II past. What a foreign minister. They're supposed to arrive there between the 1st and the 5th. The date keeps changing on the arrival time, but it's on a message board, not on Facebook. I've seen lots of different dates on Facebook, and none of them seem to line up. I'm watching for any live updates that come out of Ukraine right now. anything comes out of Ukraine, of course, I will let you guys know right away. Well, it doesn't matter. Now they're breaking the law for even being out there. Supposedly there are massive cyber attacks, but I'm looking at this border right here. There is nothing going on in the border of Russia and Ukraine right now. Of course, massive cyber attacks is what the latest news is. It is. X update will be in about 8 minutes, and of course I will keep you guys updated on that as well. If you have a VPN, you can go to ukrstream.tv and actually pull up cameras right along the border. ukrstream.tv. You have to have a VPN, and it cannot be. You cannot be within the United States on your VPN. You have to select another country, but you can pull up border cameras. There is not enough. Russia's not doing nuclear drills yet. They have planned nuclear drills coming up this weekend. That should be correct. The 23rd is Wednesday, so that is correct. Oreo Express what Oreo Express said today. That's the 23rd. They will be leaving California. We go into D.C. for Biden's big speech.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to sign out here. I'm really cold here. Have to get warmed
Well,
up.
if the cyber attacks are only with the
Myself
country,
would be out here doing more
if
live
there's
streams.
cyber attacks,
I'm
and
not
they're
sure
only
if
with the
Grant will
country
be
that
here
they're
at this
claiming they're
location,
with.
but he'll be out there tonight. Stay tuned for Druthers News and Information webpage. You see everything all in there. Sorry about that.
Camera so I can show you guys what's actually happening
Over
right now. A lot of people are going to be signing off here. There's war campaign speed out here. Yeah, Trudeau's going to seize all that assets, just like we have civil assets in forfeiture here, Nancy. That's the reason I said if you're going to donate, make sure you title it protest, nothing else, to the channel, and we'll make sure the people that need the funds get the funds that are involved. Facebook's flagging over there this morning. Yeah, but China is waiting because if they can go to Taiwan with no problem. Canada's been arresting people all day. Linda Jefferson. Law. No problem. Gotcha. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Waiting for a live update here in 3 minutes and 20 seconds on what's happening live in Ukraine. As we're watching protests here. Russia does nuclear drills every year. Every country has nuclear drills. It's a plan and what they would do in certain events. That's all it is. And it's readying officers, moving people, and understanding what they have to do. It's like us having nuclear submarines off the coast of Russia. It's like us putting an F-35A.
I'd like to say a big thank you for all your generosity.
Hold on.
Hail the chat, hail
Several of
brothers.
them.
Thank you.
If you look up what the F-35A payload is, you will understand what I'm talking about.
In every way, from supporting the truckers convoy with the Give Send Goes, and from just paying attention. You know, the biggest thing you can give is your time. That's what you've given, and your attention. And this is going to change the world. I'm going to tell you right now, because a lot of people felt alone, and now we know that we're not alone. We're not alone at all. At all. Here it is. You can see everybody's holding the line. They are holding the line. It is amazing to see. Hail the chat. Hail, brother.
The beautiful thing that's happening here in Canada.
The thing that I've learned from all this is we're all in this together.
It may not be beautiful what's happening around the world, but it is a beautiful thing happening here in Canada.
New world order, these globalists, this is a worldwide problem, and we all need to stand up and fight against it. And I think that's what we're going to do here at the War Campaign channel. Even after this convoy is all said and done, we're going to continue to cover freedom and bring you the news, and hopefully get big enough one day as a channel here at War Campaign to rival the fake news media.
War Campaign is an awesome job out there in Canada, and we definitely appreciate him for being on and sharing with us all his information that he gets.
So if you're interested in helping us do that, like and subscribe and stick with War Campaign. We really appreciate you sharing out the link and watching the streams.
If anything happened, yeah, Patrick, that's what I'm worried about too, is that status changing at any minute. At any minute it could change, and literally we could be involved in a war. I don't think a lot of people understand that we are that close to the brink of a war that we would have to be directly involved in. And I think Kim Potter's sentence today, I'm going to talk about that here for a little bit. The protest feeds freezing up. I think Kim Potter's sentence today was fair and accurate for what happened. I don't believe she did it with intent or malice. I don't think she intended to kill anybody. And I believe the sentence handed down for 16 months is an appropriate sentence that she will serve. 16 months. Yeah, this is like the Cuban Missile Crisis all over again. It's worse than the Cuban Missile Crisis because the Cuban Missile Crisis was Russia coming to us. Now it's us trying to put weapons inside of Ukraine, within 200 miles of the capital of Moscow, or their capital city of Moscow, which we have no right to do as U.S. citizens. I understand that, yes, other countries don't feel free or as free as they should feel. That is not directly necessarily our issue. We are not the world's police. Yes, we do try to do everything we can. It's sad. Germany is, of course, standing down, saying they can't supply Ukraine weapons due to the World War II past. Of course, they're laying out the most likely scenario should Ukraine and Russia crisis play out and reveal three key things of what's going to happen. Of course, Ukraine is still saying Russia is creating pretext for an invasion by shelling or intensifying shelling in eastern Ukraine. But there's no signs that any of that has come from Russia yet. They're just using that as a precursor. As you've seen the photos yesterday of the building that was supposedly shelled by artillery, full of children and teachers, but nobody was injured. Makes you want to question things a little bit. If you don't, then if you don't question it, you definitely got something stuck in your head. That's all I can say. I have a question, Andrew. I know you're from the UK. Okay, I'm going to say something very thing that's going to be very opposed to what you probably hear. Do you know how many Ukrainians want to succeed back into Russia? Do you know how many people actually in Ukraine want to succeed back into Russia? Do you think it's 10%, 30%, 50%, 60%? What percentage do you think that is? We've already seen several places pull back into Russia without a problem. I mean, Ukraine was once part of Russia, just like Belarus was. Belarus has the best partnership with Russia out of any country because they may stand independent, but they listen to every word Russia says. They follow every rule. I think it's about 30 to 40%. And that's an honest guesstimate or an honest number. That's not true. I mean, I've actually seen interviews of Ukrainians stating they want to be part of Russia again, especially in eastern Ukraine. So the stuff that's coming out to the public and the stuff that's happening are two different things. If you look along the border right now, literally, if I show you a video along the border right now, you would not know that there's any conflict. No way of knowing there's this conflict going on. In 2014, there was a revolution going on because the United States went there and tried to back the government that the people were against. The UN the United States stepped in to push a government that the people did not want upon them. This is live right now, right next to the border in Ukraine. That looks like a very violent place, doesn't it? Very violent. People are very on edge right there. As you can see, people just driving along the streets. Yes, there's some bigger vehicles there. That is not a military vehicle. That is a bus, by the way. Driving along the streets. This is the violence and the intensity we see out there in Ukraine. That's the intense violence that people are walking at night on the streets. It's actually early morning there. But it's calm. It is calm. And that's what that's what's scary. That's what's scary. We're hearing all this pretext. So would America accept Mexico? No. This is the difference. Would America accept Mexico having nuclear weapons? No, we wouldn't. Now, should Russia accept Ukraine having missiles that could be topped with nuclear warheads in under 5 minutes in Ukraine, within 200 miles of their capital? That's the question. Would Russia tolerate that? No, they should not. We would not tolerate it as Americans. Most countries would not tolerate it. Unfortunately, most countries don't have an option. The violence we're seeing over in Ukraine right now. This is intense violence right here. Intense. We got so many bigger issues to face. Yeah, the missiles would be controlled by cartels. If they do not leave annex a country, first of all, yeah, that it's not usable. But first of all, if if Texas wanted to recede to Mexico, well, here's the thing: Texas might be voting for its own freedom, independence, anyways. Andrew, that's something you may not understand. Texas might try to secede from the nation, and if they want to, that's their choice. I mean, honestly, wrong place to fight for truth. I mean, when our president of the United States is saying one thing after another that Russia's doing this, Russia's doing that, but then you actually go and look at evidence, those photos, you're going to tell me a school was shot. I don't know if you ever served in the military. I'm not going to judge you if you have or have not. But you're going to tell me artillery shells rained down on a school and not a single teacher or student was injured when the school was filled with children. Not a single child was injured when artillery shells rained down and did that destruction, and the photos and videos that they showed. We cannot claim that if we're not going to have claims to back it up. We can't just say, oh, well, we just believe what's happening. Especially that our mainstream media is so corrupt in every way. Russia voiced alarms over a sharp increase of shelling on Donbass. Russia voiced alarms about it. Over a sharp increase of Donbass shelling. Nobody else. That's who raised the concerns today. Yeah, he wants your eyes on Canada. Canada, what's happening in Canada? But Russia, did anybody know that? That Russia today is the one that voiced alarms over sharp increase of Donbass shelling? Trump would have been more worried about China at this point. When we have a strong president in office, we don't have to worry about stupid people doing stupid things in the world. Yeah. When you nuclear war, they have India, Russia, and China are now all backing each other. Besides the little countries, we're not even count them. Saying that nuclear war would be the end of society and all, the total. I don't play politics. I am a middle of the road kind of person. I am not for or against any politician. It's a sad state of events right now. Sad state of events. Iran is still a major issue. Iran is still a major issue. I'm going to cut back to the protest, though. I'm an independent. I will never. I choose the Constitution. That's what I choose. The Constitution all the way. Freedoms for American people and the rights and liberties that our country has awarded to us. That's the reason I stand with these people out here protesting. I stand with people standing for freedom, and they should be free. The Constitution is not Republican. The Constitution is not Democratic or Democrats. The Constitution is a document that is there to keep everyone free. The world is listening at this point. Andrew, the world is listening to what Canada is doing. If you don't see that, when you see New Zealand, when you see Australia, when you see countries in the Middle East standing up, countries around the world standing up against tyranny and suppression. All because a few have the strength to do it.
I like this guy. He's got a white handkerchief and he's got his back turned to the biggest, the tallest police here. I'm gonna go and see these fellas.
Yep, it's supposed to start on the 23rd. We're supposed to be following it all the way along. Like I said, though, they've already issued that they were going to start on the 15th. It never happened. So the 23rd is the next one. I wish I could get a closer feed up in here. Besides just war campaigns. Looks like everybody, though, is sticking back.
Thank you, sir.
All those cops have been exposed to COVID now. I wish when they crawl back to their home cities, they will all have to quarantine.
Yeah, New Zealand, it's just a line now. There's a line out there. Wellington.
C'est peut-être arrêté, les gars, c'est fini. Un mort, c'est assez.
Oh, before we know it, the bear will have the 3 ribs in its mouth. Before we know it, the bear will have its 3 ribs in its mouth. Stunt on his feet is frozen.
They're saying that because somebody died, they're not allowed to push them now. Is that right? Is that right? That's what he's saying, that guy.
Yep, they're not allowed to do nothing now.
Because that's why they haven't moved. Well, they were pushing, and they let the horse out.
Yeah, I heard Biden and I heard Hillary or Killary or whatever you want to call her. Are you going to do a Beauty and the Beast dress? Yeah, ammo and missiles to Ukraine. And all it takes is one. The missile defense system we sent there, it's really ridiculous. Let's cut over here real quick so I can talk for a minute. The Freedom Convoy starts in the U.S. next week on the 23rd. It'll be leaving California and heading to D.C. It should reach D.C. by the 1st through the 3rd. But let's talk about we funded $500 million worth of ammo and missiles to Ukraine. Missiles that can be retipped with a nuclear warhead in under 5 minutes. And that's what Russia is afraid of. When you have a 200-mile range to Moscow, and those missiles can be retipped with a nuclear warhead in under 5 minutes without them coming out of the tubes. This is a dangerous situation for them. And if you don't understand why they think it's a dangerous situation for them, what did we do during the Cuban Missile Crisis? Yeah. That's because I don't have the Ukraine feed up right now because I'm looking at something else. I can't blame Russia for that. I can't blame Russia for not wanting any more missiles closer to them. 200 miles is like no warning at all. That's a scary situation for any country. So, yeah, I don't know what you're asking, but you can message the page and give me some more details. Yeah, and it's ridiculous. We got criminals and everything else all set loose in the United States because of our government. I would not want China or Russia, Mexico. I wouldn't want China or Russia anywhere near us. Unfortunately, yes, China is training people in Mexico and Canada for climate conditions, according to them. There's no massive weapons. I wish I could join the convoy too. Yeah. Will Canada be a dictatorship? Canada is officially a dictatorship right now. I've had enough of them trying to bully countries as well, Andrew. I am not saying that bullying countries or anything that they've done in the past is correct. I'm not saying China is any way correct. I'm saying I would not want to be put in that situation as a country. That's very important to understand. I don't want to be pushing there. I don't want to see a narrative that I think is false flag operations after the U.S. keeps claiming false flag operations again and again. And then we see photos and been told that nobody got hurt whatsoever. And supposedly these photos are from a school that was full of children when it got attacked. That's the problem. That to me says there's something wrong. There's something more to this story. Oh no, to get in our northern border, you have to have a passport and pass criminal background check and everything. Those people could be dangerous. Well, they expel their ambassador because our rhetoric that's coming from our president. It was like, yeah, I was saying, there's stuff coming out that Russia's trying to say, hey, this bombing in Donbass is bad. Somebody needs to look into this. Why would Biden do that to himself? Because, Andrew, if Biden can prove that Russia attacked and violated any treaty or any agreement, then the UN could stand and fight against them. And the US could attack them. Durham needs to lock people up for sure. Clinton having her speech today after all this came out. It's ridiculous. Donbass is being bombed by artillery that are supposedly being claimed coming from Russia. But Russia's the one blowing the whistle on it. Do you not understand the problem with that? Russia's the one that came forward and said there's something going on in Donbass because there's artillery being fired there, and it's not them. That's nothing involved with them. If Donbass is getting bombed with artillery and has nothing to do with Ukraine or nothing to do with Russia, and Russia's standing up and saying, hey, there's a problem here, and Ukraine is ignoring it, they're pro-Russian rebels, not terrorists. Terrorists means they're not a part of the majority, they're part of the minority. I want the stop button too. Where's the stop button? Yeah, and Russia has plenty of aircraft. I don't know where that comment came from.
Good time, brother.
Yeah, America would be a dangerous place to be because now that everybody that's against us out there now has nuclear missiles or nuclear capability. I see it. Russia does have aircraft. Russia has their new MiGs. I don't know what you're talking about.
What happened to that big truck that was there? It left. It left and turned around and left. The other side? Over there. They're gonna like flank a guy.
No, they did not. After the lady got killed earlier today, they have had to back down on pushing anymore.
This is James. He's good at strategy.
Yeah, Russia has new stealth fighters as well. Yeah, the U.S. needs to stop worrying about Ukraine. Needs to stop worrying about anything else. We need to worry about our country. Everybody wants our aircraft. That's not a question, Jody. That's not a question. Every country wants our aircraft technology. And every country is always going to want our aircraft technology because if you fight our aircraft, you have to know what the aircraft is. Yes, the lady was killed. The lady in the wheelchair did pass away. Police have been ordered not to push the line any further tonight. We need to get to America first again. We need to stand for our country. We need to stand for our freedoms. We cannot say we're the greatest country in the world because we're not. We're nowhere near close. We could be if we really wanted to work together and stand together again. But that's not where we're at right now. Our education system's failing. The global market looks at us like we're a joke. We're in more debt than any other country in history. We can't even stand up for our rights here anymore. We look at what's happening in other countries. It's going to happen here. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. If we want to become the greatest country in the world again, we have to start standing up and doing the right thing, not just saying it. America's had too much shit in their past. People have been put on high horses thinking we're the best. Just because we spend more than the next 24 or 25 countries in military budget, our military still does not dwarf every country. Two countries are very close to us in military actual equivalency, and that is Russia and China, with a very small budget as we're facing now. Yeah, everybody needs to know how to load a weapon and defend themselves. That once we exchange our freedoms for security, that's what we are doing now. We're exchanging our freedom as Americans for security. And as soon as you give up those freedoms for security, you give up every bit of willingness to defend yourself. And it's already happened here in America. We need to start taking back our freedoms. start doing what our founding fathers wanted us to do, wanted this country to be. A country that everybody in the world looked up to. Dude.
He sat there for 3 days. To protect it. Yeah. He's from Alberta too.
Yeah, most of the feeds walked away from the protest there in good old Canada. Check on Ukraine real quick to make sure there's nothing going on here at the border. Because it's so dangerous. And it is so volatile there at the border. This is what they're saying is a volatile situation right now. Yeah, we're not supposed to be able to see these feeds. These feeds don't exist. If you try to search for them yourself, you will not find them unless you follow what I tell you to do. You won't find them. Doesn't exist. Knowledge is power. Being able to see something is power. Being able to know what's happening is power. I don't believe Putin or Biden, Andrew. That's not what I'm saying. I believe the facts. You cannot show me a photo that is a school that is destroyed by artillery, telling me that it is packed full of children and not a single one got harmed. I have children. You're going to tell me not a single child got harmed when that school was apparently packed full of people? Well, if you believe Biden, you do believe the devil. Maybe you don't understand that. But I'm going to sign off for tonight. Looks like protest is calming down. If you guys want to donate to the people protesting out there, donate to the channel and in the links, and we will make sure that money gets to them. As you know, all money raised here goes directly to charity. So it's long struggle. It's going to be hard, but we got to keep our heads up and keep going forward. God bless you guys. God bless America. We need to stand up for our rights once again. Be free. Be strong. Be an American.